Did you ever pause and truly wonder about the journey of life, especially as the years begin to stretch beyond that quiet milestone of 75? We often tell ourselves that passing away in our later years is simply the natural order of things, a gentle fading. But what if I told you that for nearly everyone, the final chapter isn't just written by time alone? What if, in 99 out of 100 cases, the story could have taken a different turn, guided by choices we make and wisdom we embrace? Many believe that health simply deteriorates, leaving us with limited paths. Yet the profound truth is, most of what we face can be understood and even avoided. It's about recognizing the hidden currents beneath the surface, the quiet shifts that often go unnoticed until they become undeniable. But if we gentle souls understand these deeper currents now, if we embrace this knowledge with open hearts, we can truly protect our precious vitality and extend our years in ways that feel nothing short of miraculous. In this gentle conversation, we are going to unfold the 5 most significant paths that lead away from us after 75. These aren't just cold numbers or distant facts. They are interwoven into the fabric of real lives, real families, and the silent choices we make each day. Some of these may feel familiar, like an old friend, while others might whisper a surprising secret. But one thing holds true. Simply knowing them is the first tender step toward safeguarding the beautiful journey ahead. These insights aren't about fear. They are about empowerment, about choosing strength and independence, and adding not just years, but decades of vibrant living. The quiet decisions you make today, my dear friend, truly hold the power to shape how active, how clear, and how wonderfully independent you remain in the tender years to come. So let's begin this gentle exploration together, shall we? 1. The heart's whisper. Understanding its language. Have you ever stopped to truly listen to your heart? Not just the steady beat, but its gentle whispers, its silent calls for care. It's astonishing how often we forget that this incredible, tireless muscle nestled within us is just like any other precious part of our being. It either thrives and stays strong when we offer it the right tender care, or it slowly, quietly weakens from years of unnoticed neglect. The challenge, you see, is that our hearts often don't shout their warnings until the damage has already begun to settle in, like a quiet shadow. So many of us, as we gracefully age, simply assume that a little tiredness, a slight shortness of breath, or a general slowing down is just part of getting older. But what if these are actually your heart's soft pleas, asking for a moment of your attention, a gentle acknowledgement that it might not be as strong as it once was? And that, my dear, is a whisper truly worth hearing. One of the most profound and often silent contributors to the heart's weariness is something called high blood pressure. Imagine a gentle river, flowing peacefully. Now imagine that river's banks tightening, forcing the water to rush with immense force. That's what high blood pressure does to your arteries, placing an enormous, unseen strain on your heart, making it work so much harder than it should. The truly tricky part? You almost never feel it. There's no sharp pain, no obvious discomfort, nothing to tell you that this silent pressure is building, until a sudden event, like a heart attack or stroke, forces us to finally pay attention. This is why, so often, precious souls over 75 suddenly find themselves in a hospital bed, wondering how they arrived there when they felt perfectly fine just days before. Another quiet culprit is simply what we choose to nourish ourselves with. Decades of quick, processed meals, a little too much salt, and fats that aren't kind to our vessels, slowly, gently, begin to take their toll. They can silently clog those vital pathways and slow the very flow of life. And here's something most people in their hurried lives don't fully realize. It's not just about turning away from what's bad. It's even more profoundly about lovingly embracing what is truly good. Your heart, like a cherished garden, needs the right sustenance to flourish and stay strong. If our meals are missing those heart-healthy nutrients, that gentle wear and tear can happen much faster than we ever imagined. And then, my dear friend, there's the beautiful, simple act of movement. Our hearts were never meant to sit still day after day. When we stop moving our bodies, our lifeblood slows its circulation. Our muscles, including our heart, don't receive the gentle exercise they need to stay robust. You certainly don't need to dream of running marathons, no. But finding small, joyful ways to keep moving, a gentle walk in the park, a simple stretch in your favorite chair, or even just dancing to a cherished melody. These acts keep your heart gently pumping, reducing its burden dramatically. The most profound misconception, the one that truly breaks our hearts, is assuming that heart disease is simply a matter of fate, something etched into our destiny. We hear tales of loved ones who faced heart challenges, or we quietly believe it's just what happens with age. But the beautiful, empowering truth is that small, consistent, loving choices accumulate, like tiny droplets forming a vast ocean. The food you gently prepare, the way you choose to move, the peace you find in managing life's gentle stresses, every single one of these plays a sacred role in whether your heart continues to sing its strong, steady song or begins to falter. If there is but one whisper you take from this moment, let it be this: you, my dear one, hold far more loving power over your heart's health than you could ever imagine. The gentle choices you embrace today can truly shape how strongly and vibrantly your heart carries you through the many beautiful years ahead. And the most perfect time to begin nurturing it? It is always, always, right now. Second, finding your feet. The hidden dangers of a simple fall. Have you ever considered that sometimes the most profound dangers aren't grand illnesses, but rather something as quiet and swift as a single, unexpected fall? It happens in the blink of an eye, doesn't it? One tiny misstep, a fleeting moment of lightheadedness, a patch of floor that feels unexpectedly slick, and then, in an instant, everything can shift. A fractured hip, a gentle bump to the head, or even what seems like a minor bruise, can so swiftly spiral into something far more serious, something that threatens to change the very landscape of our lives. And the quiet, unsettling truth is, most of us never truly grasp our vulnerability until it's quite suddenly upon us. Here's a thought that might softly surprise you. Falls, more than many diseases, are among the leading causes of injury-related changes in life for our cherished seniors. They lead to millions of visits to emergency rooms each year, and for so many, a single fall, a sudden descent, can initiate a quiet decline from which they never quite recover. A simple hip fracture can mean months spent confined, a profound loss of that precious independence, and a heightened risk of complications that can creep in. Yet despite how often this delicate balance is disrupted, most of us don't truly embrace fall prevention with the seriousness it deserves until it touches us, or someone we hold dear, firsthand. The challenge is that as we gracefully age, our sense of balance, the quiet strength in our muscles, and the swiftness of our reactions subtly begin to wane. But because this happens so gently, so slowly, we often don't even notice. You might feel perfectly fine, moving through the familiar rhythm of your home, attending to your daily routines. But then, one gentle day, you reach for something. Your balance wavers for just a second, and gravity, that undeniable force, quietly takes over. Our bodies, you see, simply don't bounce back with the same effortless grace they once did, and what used to be a minor stumble can now leave a lasting, even devastating, imprint. And here's something else, a thought that makes it even more poignant. The very fear of falling can ironically lead to more falls. So many beloved seniors, after a close call, begin to gently retreat. They might stop their cherished walks, carefully avoid stairs, or limit their activities, all out of a quiet fear. But the less we choose to move, the more our beautiful muscles weaken, and the weaker they become, the more fragile our balance, making falls even more likely. It's a tender, yet often heartbreaking cycle that can swiftly diminish our precious independence. But here, my dear, is the truly good news. Falls, despite their quiet danger, are not etched in stone. They are not inevitable. In fact, there are such simple yet profoundly powerful ways to gently reduce your risk. Strengthening your legs and your core, improving your balance with gentle movements, and making small, thoughtful adjustments within your sacred home. Like better, softer lighting, rugs that refuse to slip, and sturdy handrails that offer a guiding touch. These simple acts can truly mean the difference between staying beautifully active and independent, or facing a life-altering moment. Another whispered factor, often overlooked, are the quiet side effects of our medications. Many prescriptions can subtly cause a gentle dizziness, a feeling of drowsiness, or quiet shifts in blood pressure, making a fall more likely. If you've ever risen too quickly and felt that fleeting lightness, that, my dear, is your body's soft warning, a gentle suggestion that something might need a tender adjustment. Having an open, honest conversation with your doctor about your medications, ensuring they are harmonizing with you, and simply being mindfully aware of how they might affect your balance, can quite literally save your life. Falling isn't just about tripping over something unseen. It's about choosing to stay strong, finding your steady center, and being gently aware of the small, loving things that can make such a profound difference. Because after 75, a single fall, a single moment, can truly change everything. And taking these gentle, wise precautions today could mean years of continued mobility, of cherished independence, and a life lived with so much more beauty and grace. If you're still sharing this quiet moment with me and finding these whispers of wisdom valuable, please gently tap number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't yet, I lovingly encourage you to subscribe and turn on that gentle bell so you never miss another heart-to-heart conversation like this. Your gentle support, you see, helps us continue to weave these threads of wisdom and inspiration for all. Now let's gracefully move forward. Third, breathing easy, nurturing the lungs of a lifetime. Breathing, isn't it something we so often take for granted? A quiet, constant rhythm until suddenly it becomes a struggle. As we journey through life, our beautiful lungs, these tireless companions, don't quite work with the same effortless efficiency they once did. And even minor issues, a gentle cough or a whisper of shortness of breath, can quickly deepen into something more serious. What begins as a simple clearing of the throat can, unexpectedly, lead to chronic conditions, lingering infections, and even the need for careful medical attention. After 75, you see, respiratory challenges silently become one of the leading causes of departure. Not because they are unavoidable, but so often because their gentle warnings are not heeded until it feels too late. One of the quiet dangers is something called chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, which includes conditions like emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Over time, the delicate airways within our lungs become inflamed, making each breath, each precious intake of life, harder and harder. So many dear seniors gently brush off persistent coughing, a soft wheeze, or feeling easily breathless, simply assuming it's just a normal part of their beautiful aging journey. But in truth, these are their lungs' gentle pleas, heartfelt requests for a little help, a little care. And then there's pneumonia. It might seem like just another infection, like a passing cloud, but for our older adults, pneumonia carries a far greater weight. What begins as a simple cold or a mild tightness in the chest can quite swiftly transform into a life-threatening condition. This is because our body's amazing ability to ward off infections, that diligent inner guardian, gently weakens with age. Many hospital visits for those over 75 are sadly initiated by pneumonia, and in too many tender cases, the infection leads to a rapid fading of health from which some never fully recover. Another subtle risk, often unseen, is the very air we breathe. Over the years, our lungs quietly absorb the dust, the unseen pollution, and even the lingering traces of secondhand smoke, taking their toll. Even within the comforting walls of our homes, things like unseen mold, pet dander, and indoor pollutants can silently worsen breathing challenges without us even realizing it. And if you already carry a condition like asthma or COPD, these quiet irritants can deepen your symptoms, making life's breath feel heavier. Making small, loving adjustments, like ensuring your home's air is clean, using a gentle air purifier, or consciously avoiding any smoke, can profoundly safeguard your precious lungs. One of the simplest, yet most profoundly effective ways to keep your lungs singing strong is the beautiful act of staying active. Many people don't realize that your lungs, just like any other part of your magnificent body, need their own gentle exercise to flourish. When you move, your lungs gracefully expand fully, helping them stay healthy and gently clearing out any lingering mucus. But when we sit for long periods, our lungs aren't working as diligently, leaving us more vulnerable to infections and a quiet weakening of their function over time. Even the lightest activities, a gentle walk in the garden or a soft stretch in the morning light, can keep your lungs stronger for so much longer. Another truly crucial whisper: getting the right vaccinations. Many dear seniors gently underestimate the quiet importance of vaccines for pneumonia, the flu, and other respiratory illnesses. But these simple, loving precautions can dramatically reduce the risk of severe infections. It's not merely about avoiding a bad cold, it's about preventing complications that could sadly lead to a hospital stay, or worse. A small, thoughtful step like staying gently up to date on your vaccines can truly mean the difference between a passing illness and a profound health crisis. Breathing, my dear friend, should never feel like a struggle. But for so many over 75, it sadly does. Not because it has to, but because gentle action isn't taken early enough. Your lungs are with you every single precious second of your life, working tirelessly to keep your spirit alive. Nurturing them, strengthening them, and protecting them from infection is one of the most powerful and loving things you can do to extend both your beautiful health and your cherished independence. 4RT, the mind's river, keeping thoughts flowing clearly. Have you ever considered how precious, how truly vital the clear flow of our thoughts is? How in an instant, without a single whisper of warning, that delicate flow can change forever. a stroke. It arrives suddenly, like a silent, uninvited guest, and in a single moment, the tapestry of life can be rewoven. It stands as one of the leading causes of departure after 75, yet so many of us remain unaware of the early, gentle signs and the many loving choices within our control. The profound challenge, you see, is that a stroke often doesn't offer a second chance. Once it has made its mark, the tender damage is often lasting. But here, my dear, is a truth most people simply don't know. Up to 80% of strokes can be gently prevented. Think of that, 80%. This means the quiet, loving choices you make today could truly determine whether you continue to embrace your cherished independence or face a life-altering event. A stroke, in its simplest form, occurs when the gentle flow of blood to the brain is suddenly blocked, or a delicate blood vessel gently bursts. When this happens, those precious brain cells, the very architects of our thoughts and memories, begin to quietly perish within minutes. The longer our beautiful brain is deprived of that vital oxygen, the deeper the imprint of the damage. Some strokes are small, leaving only a temporary confusion or a slight, gentle weakness. But others, tragically, leave beloved souls unable to move, unable to speak, or entirely reliant on the loving care of others. And in far too many cases, a stroke marks the final, quiet moment. One of the most significant, yet often silent risk factors is high blood pressure. Over time, too much pressure on those delicate arteries gently weakens them, making them more vulnerable to rupturing or becoming blocked. And just as with heart health, high blood pressure often offers no discernible symptoms. This is why so many beautiful souls walk through their days, completely unaware that they carry this quiet risk, until a stroke suddenly brings it to light. Another profound cause, often overlooked, is irregular heart rhythms, like atrial fibrillation, or AFib. Many dear seniors experience this without even realizing it. When our heart beats irregularly, blood can gently pool and form tiny clots. If one of those tiny clots travels up to the brain, it can, in an instant, cause a stroke. The loving news, however, is that a simple, gentle medical checkup can detect these quiet issues early, and with thoughtful treatment, your risk can be profoundly lowered. And then, my dear, there's the quiet dance of diet and lifestyle. Consuming too many processed foods, excessive salt, and fats that are not kind to our vessels quietly increases the likelihood of a stroke, while a gentle lack of movement allows our blood to subtly thicken and circulation to slow. The most beautiful way to tenderly reduce your risk is by staying active, embracing nutrient-rich foods, and maintaining a healthy, balanced blood pressure. Small, loving changes, like adding more vibrant leafy greens, gently cutting back on sodium, and simply drinking more pure water, can make a truly profound difference. One thing that often gets overlooked, and it's so important to whisper about, are mini-strokes, or TIAs. These are like fleeting shadows, causing temporary confusion, a momentary dimming of vision, or a brief struggle with words. Even if it gently fades away, please do not ignore it. Seeking gentle medical attention immediately could mean the profound difference between preventing a devastating stroke and suffering its lasting consequences. The most important wisdom to hold close, my dear, is this: you hold the beautiful power to gently reduce your stroke risk. Checking your blood pressure regularly, nurturing your heart with a healthy diet, staying gently active, and recognizing those early, subtle warning signs can help you maintain your precious independence and lovingly avoid the life-altering effects of a stroke. The sooner you choose to act, the greater your chances of tenderly protecting yourself. If you're still sharing this quiet moment with me and finding these whispers valuable, please gently tap number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't yet, I lovingly encourage you to subscribe and turn on that gentle bell so you never miss another heartfelt conversation like this. Your gentle support, you see, helps us continue to weave these threads of wisdom and inspiration for all. Now let's gracefully move forward. 5th, nurturing the inner light, embracing cognitive well-being. One of the most tender, even heartbreaking realities as we journey through our later years is the gentle, slow erosion of memory, of our reasoning, and of that precious sense of independence. Cognitive decline, you see, doesn't burst forth overnight like a sudden storm. No, it creeps in softly, like a morning mist, making tiny, almost imperceptible changes that are so easy to gently dismiss at first. But as the years softly unfold, those small, fleeting lapses can slowly deepen into something more profound. The beautiful ability to navigate daily tasks, to recognize the beloved faces of those we cherish, or to make sound, clear decisions begins gently to fade. And for so many, my dear, it's not just a passing inconvenience. It quietly transforms into something that truly threatens the very essence of life. Dementia and Alzheimer's disease, they don't just touch the mind. They encompass the entire precious body, placing it quietly at risk. As our cognitive function gently declines, so too does our ability to tenderly care for our own health. Simple, vital things like remembering to take our gentle medications, preparing balanced, nourishing meals, or even recognizing the quiet whispers of an illness within us become increasingly, profoundly difficult. Many beloved seniors living with dementia might simply forget to drink enough water, leading to a dangerous dehydration. Others may eat too little, or perhaps too much, quietly causing nutritional imbalances or weight changes that increase their vulnerability to other serious conditions. But one of the most significant, unseen dangers are the quiet accidents that can unfold. Forgetting to gently turn off the stove, leaving the front door unlocked at night, or perhaps even wandering outdoors into uncertain, unfamiliar spaces. These are all risks that grow in their silent threat as cognitive decline gently progresses. And for so many cherished seniors, this leads to a heartbreaking truth: the quiet loss of their independence. They may no longer be able to reside alone safely, and without the right, loving care, their health can decline even more swiftly. The most poignant part, my dear, is that so many people don't even realize they are gracefully stepping into cognitive decline until it has already subtly advanced. Early, gentle signs, like occasionally forgetting a name, softly struggling to follow a conversation, or misplacing important, cherished items, are often brushed aside as just getting older. But in truth, these small, quiet warnings are your beautiful brain's way of lovingly telling you that something, a quiet shift, is occurring. The sooner you choose to embrace action, the greater your chances of gently slowing the progression and nurturing a sharp, healthy mind for many, many beautiful years to come. One of the most profound and loving ways to protect your brain, this precious inner light, is by simply staying mentally active. Just like the strong muscles in your body, your brain yearns for gentle exercise to remain vibrant. Reading a beloved book, tenderly learning a new skill, engaging with gentle puzzles, or even simply having deep, meaningful conversations. These acts keep your brain lovingly engaged and gently reduce the quiet risk of cognitive decline. And here's something many people quietly overlook: Physical exercise is just as profoundly important for brain health as mental activity. Movement, you see, gently increases blood flow to your brain, which tenderly helps to protect memory and cognitive function. Another essential, whispered factor: social interaction. Isolation and loneliness, my dear, can tragically accelerate mental decline. Having regular, loving conversations, gathering with cherished friends, and staying gently engaged with your community can quite literally help keep your beautiful brain sharper for so much longer. The more you tenderly challenge your mind with new experiences and truly meaningful interactions, the more resilient and vibrant it becomes. And of course, diet plays a significant, loving role. What you choose to nourish yourself with directly impacts your brain health. Omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamins found in gentle foods like vibrant leafy greens, sweet berries, and wholesome nuts help tenderly protect against cognitive decline. On the other hand, too much processed food, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats can quietly contribute to inflammation in the brain, subtly increasing the risk of dementia. A healthy, radiant brain begins with a healthy, cherished body, and the loving choices you make today can truly shape how beautifully you think and function in the many years ahead. Losing cognitive function isn't an inevitable part of aging's gentle dance. By taking these right, loving steps now, keeping your mind and body active, staying socially engaged, and making smart, thoughtful dietary choices, you can profoundly reduce your risk. Your brain, my dear, is just like any other precious part of your being. The more you tenderly care for it, the stronger and more luminous it stays. Final thoughts. A tapestry of years, your power to thrive. As we gently bring this conversation to a close, take a quiet moment, if you will, to simply reflect on all that we've lovingly unfolded together. Heart disease, those unexpected falls, the quiet challenges to our breathing, the sudden shifts of a stroke, and the tender journey of cognitive decline. These 5 areas, my dear friend, are profoundly responsible for nearly every life's graceful exit after 75. But here is the most crucial, most beautiful whisper to hold close. They are not inevitable. It's a truth that most hearts don't fully grasp, just how much loving control we truly possess over our own well-being. And so often, by the time that realization gently dawns, it feels as though the moment for change has quietly passed. But the profound truth is this: small, consistent, loving choices beginning today can weave years of strength, of clarity, and of treasured independence into the tapestry of your life. No one truly wishes to dwell on the passage of time, on the quiet inevitability of aging. But ignoring these gentle risks doesn't make them simply fade away. The beautiful news, however, is that this awareness, this tender knowledge, bestows upon you a quiet, profound power. Knowing the subtle signs, embracing preventive steps, and tenderly making your health a loving priority means that you don't have to live in the quiet shadow of fear about what lies ahead. Instead, my dear, instead of focusing on what might seem limited, you can choose to focus on longevity, on inner strength, and on savoring every beautiful moment of life to its fullest. Now, as you sit quietly with these thoughts, gently consider your own daily rhythms, your cherished habits. Are there tiny, tender areas where you might make a small, loving improvement? Perhaps it's choosing a healthier meal, finding a gentle way to move more, remembering those regular, comforting checkups, or simply staying more socially and mentally engaged. Whatever it may be, remember this, my dear one. You do not have to change everything all at once. Not at all. Even one small, loving step in the right direction can gently set you on a path toward a richer, more vibrant health and a life that feels longer, fuller, and more wonderfully lived. At this precious stage in life, your well-being, your inner peace, is your most cherished asset. The more you tenderly protect it, the more you can savor moments with your beloved ones, gently hold on to your independence, and live without the quiet burden of preventable health worries. Every single day, my dear friend, is a quiet, profound opportunity to tenderly care for yourself. And the loving choices you embrace today can truly determine how strong, how capable, and how beautifully vibrant you remain in the gentle years ahead. Thank you, with all my heart, for sharing this quiet time with us today. We would be so deeply touched to hear from you. Please, if you feel moved, leave a gentle comment below and share just one thing you learned today and how you lovingly plan to weave it into the fabric of your life. Your thoughts, you see, are so profoundly important to us, so please do not hesitate to share them. Reading your beautiful comments fills our hearts with such warmth and gentle encouragement. If you found this video touched your heart and offered a little helpful wisdom, please like, subscribe, and share. Your gentle support truly helps us continue to create content that informs, inspires, and connects us all. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to sharing our next quiet conversation with you.